We're plunging into freezing waters. We've got Andrews of all hair color down in the icy depths. I didn't expect to see you down here.
I came to try to get them back so we could get out of here.
Well, clearly I had you misjudged. I'm gonna blow this whole place sky high. I need to make sure that their little leader is in the center of this room when this blast goes off. Did you really think the four of you could hold out here?
Naively, yes.
The other one, where is she?
I'm not telling this guy anything, so I don't know what you're talking about.
She went in the water, didn't she? He jumps into the water, and all the Vry corals start, snapping back to hostility. I have to say, I was expecting you to have made more progress.
My first thought is to try to use, the physical spear that I have to, pin him to the ground.
So let's see the attack roll.
Oh,
wow! You're able to stab through him. Grizzly screams, "Run!"
I'm scooping them little boys up, and we going towards the door.
You jettison into the water, and we need to see a swim check. You propel yourself up far beyond the range of the explosion as you hear,
"Oh, shit. Oh, no!"
Yeah, Grizzly's dead as hell, boy.
I hope you don't mind that I'm boarding you. I'm Russ. I lead this team. Master Mervis, Greg Spear. Ace. I believe you've already met Skem. If you could do one thing for me, if you ever see Okram IV, you let him know that before my life's over, I am going to cough molten fire down his fucking throat.
I will be happy to do that for you if I ever come across him. And then she swiftly exits.
There's no doubt you're all mighty fighters. What I want to find out is who the best of my team truly is. I propose a duel for my entertainment. Here's my end of the bargain. The boost in your power that will take you to the new milestone.
Thala is your champion!
Tournament of gold. Tournament of gold. From Steel Star to the Twilight Veil, Golden City to Emerald Vale, we fight the fear, the fierce, the bold in the tournament of don't fight when can't give up. The time is near. The fight is here. It's just one wish. You have to win the tournament of gold. Tournament of gold. Tournament of gold.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Adam, your game master, and this is Cinematic Epic. Oh, I love the intro every time. It gets me so excited. Oh, we have a lot to do in this session as the party is still, chasing glory. But before they can chase glory, I want to talk about what Cinematic Epic is. It is a tabletop role-playing game, or a TTRPG. There are three primary ways that this story is told. The story that I weave through NPCs, narrative devices, and other such storytelling elements. The choices that all of the players make in each, gut-wrenching or hilarious interaction. And then on top of that, the final way the story gets told is by the dice. Every 20, and more importantly, every 1. There is one other way we set our scene, and that is with tabletop audio. Tabletop audio is a great way to help set the ambience of everything that you do while you're doing TTRPGs. And it's from your dungeons, your music, your battlegrounds, everything, whether you're at a table or online like us. Check it out. Very helpful, very useful. Last time, things got a little dicey. We met some new characters, though. the Andrews are in fact still with us. I kind of had assumed that they might not make it. But the party decided that wouldn't be the case. In fact, actually, I say the party, really, Thala, with multiple 20s in a row. This session, though, can't start until we bring that party in and we introduce them and get this show on the road. So, without further ado, let's bring on in our party. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Look at them all assembled, ready to roll their ones.
Oh no.
Up first, though, we do have Thala.
Yes. No. My name's Alicia. I'm playing the character Thala. She is a adventurer gallivanter Neridari from Lunar Port. She stands about 6 feet tall, with blue-green hardened fish scales, with webbed hands and feet. After rescuing the Andrews and effectively being rescued by Skim, she knows it's not over. We literally have to dive right into the next part of our mission. Hopefully this whole sea monster thing will work out. And I forgot about the kaiju. Hopefully we make it so we can get to Orvatheas.
Look, no pressure. When have the stakes ever been lower than hunting gigantic monsters that have been described as way bigger than the boat that you're in? I just feel like easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no big deal. So let's just bring on in Vina, because we're being cash. This is all cash. We don't have your audio. Let's see if we can't tweak that real quick. Oh no. The voice of the trees have left us. So for now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to check in with Healith while we let that get worked out.
Hey everybody, my name's Ian, and I will be playing Healith this evening. Healith is 6'3". He's a human from Norlock, and he is a guardian Cerberus. Last session was a lot of, oh my goodness, I can't believe we're doing this. Oh my goodness, we have to do this. Oh my goodness, let's survive. So, we'll see what happens next. He's got bright green eyes, and he has a streak of red hair amongst his brown. He's lanky, a little socially awkward at times, as we probably saw with last episode. Not quite always knowing what to say to connect with other people. So we'll see what happens this round.
Yeah, well, look, it's going to be a little harder to stab a kaiju in the eyes. You were good before. Or maybe it's easier. Their eyes are considerably larger. So
that's a lot more surface area I get to work with, so I'm pretty excited.
You just have to hope that it's not like you're just throwing like an eyelash into their eye and they're like, oh, that's kind of annoying.
That's annoying. Stop that.
Speaking of splinters and spears, I believe we can go back to Thala. Or not Thala, Mina.
Hi, can you guys, am I good? I'm back?
There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm Niru, and I'm playing the character of Mina Graves. She's an Entkin from the Isle of Mistkeep, but quite recently she has been sailing the seas as a pirate. She's 6'4" with emerald green eyes, and she has bark-like skin. And I'm feeling better about this round. I'm excited to go on a monster hunt, and most of all, she's happy that Andrews are back, safe and sound. So yeah, we'll see what happens next.
Safe and sound.
Nothing says safe and sound like on a boat hunting 100-foot tall super monsters.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see how safe and sound they are throughout this session. There's no pressure at all. Like I said, easygoing session.
Don't have to say it that loud.
Last but not least, we've got Akama.
Yay, it's me. I'm James, and tonight I'm playing Akama. He's a Stygian from Veloma. He's a pioneer harbinger. He's 5'8" with bright green eyes, and he has markings reminiscent of tattoos that run from his right hand up to his face, and he wears a half-face mask. You know, made it out thanks to the timely help from some fellow free agents. You know what I mean? And we're about to do this dang kaiju hunt, and I just hope that we can get what we need, find maybe some extra stuff to help us on our journey, because this is starting to seem like it's about to be pretty difficult.
Seems like we have to work as a team.
No, the pressure is on. You know, you got a lot to deal with, lot to still do. But you know, we're dealing. We're doing stuff. You know, we're coming together as a party, as they say. You know,
Trucking along.
But you know what's also important? It's important that we check in on our gold, but more importantly, since we're hunting kaijus, let's check in on those tokens. Because having a well-placed epic token for fighting giant monsters might just be important. Ooh, Nina coming up a little short in the epic token department. So you know, looks like certain. You know what? I like a little note. Our two highest epic token counts for Thala and Akama are both our characters who have the highest leadership in the group right now. So look at that. Both trying to find their mark, see who really is in charge and making the calls. But
there's only one versus among equals, though.
It's true. It's true. And in that one, Thala was like, "You lose."
It laid me out. Oh,
First round, knockout.
But
knockout.
without further ado, let's get into today's session.
Everyone would sigh. I held my sigh in because of y'all.
After you had split ways from the Rust party, you had noticed that there were two ships kind of constantly in a visual range. Neither one of them abruptly approached your vessel, and so you were able to continue for a few days, just continuing on with you know, your day-to-day routines. It was easiest for the party to be put into two groups that would rotate between kind of like, you know, 4-hour shifts, if you will, so that way everyone's well rested, can eat, can drink, can take breaks, but all that way you are, you know, focused up and ready to go, as you have to be ready to fight kaijus, other teams, you know, and the constant fear that Brelix lurks on the 7 seas, assuming there's 7. And but our story for this session starts with Healith and Akama on watch. Akama, it's felt like a longer shift. The sun's been hot, the wind's been low. You find yourself staring out at one of the vessels, knowing that Healith is taking care of some of the more like on-deck things, making sure ropes are tied well. You're keeping an eye on these other vessels who, for days, have been in sight, but never approached. Something feels off. As you stare out, the hot sun blaring down on the ocean, a slight haze, a mist of water evaporating, begins to accumulate. And as the waves kind of nod, your head starts to bob with them. And you enter this daydreamish-like trance. You think of home. Oh, the city of Veloma. No, not a city by the conventional means, but to you, it was this place, trees, homes, lush and safe. For some reason, your mind travels back to being a small boy, bouncing up and down on your father's leg as he told you stories of warriors and hunts and travels and pilgrimages that your people would take, and telling you that one day you too would go on this great expanse, this journey that they all must take. And he looks at you and he says, "Have I ever told you who has your name? Where it came from?" And you shook your head, wanting to know more about this title bestowed upon you. Well, it was your great-grandfather's. I share a name with his great-grandfather, but for this story, I want to focus on his father. You remember your father telling you this story of who your great-grandfather would become and why the name Akama would mean so much in your family. He was noble, he was smart, he was caring. These were traits that he learned on his own, however. As his father, well, and your father would put you down, and he shut the windows, and he made sure that the door was closed, and that you had the highest level of privacy that could be achieved. You're going to hear many things about our family. Long ago, and he begins to tell this story, and as he tells it, you can almost see it in your mind. Viloma, a beautiful day. People going about their regular business, trading, preparing for pilgrimages and hunts. And then the day got brighter, and all turned away from the sun as the light was not exuding from the sky, but from the ground. At first, the people of Viloma stood there like, what is this? And then a blade drawn from the entity. First steel, then thrust into the sky, became energy, light incarnate, and then destruction. Houses burned. People were slain in the streets as this fiend, this monster, this creature of radiant light moved from building to building, from home to home. Nothing surviving. As the guards, as the heroes, as everyone began to approach and try to fight, all were laid low. None could stand this wrath, its power. In a hushed tone, your father's voice shifted. And so, both tragedy and glory were born in one action. As your great-grandfather, Akama's father. You note every time he says this, he never says the name, as if unwilling to let it slip from his lips. Was the first to combine all five of all five of what we bring to this world, and he taps you on your shoulder, the pilgrimages that you will take. But to do this, he lost himself. To do this, he became a monster of his own. And while he was able to lay low this being of light and energy, he was a whimpering husk at the end. begging for death. We now call this practice the path of the Chimera. It is forbidden. By law, I shouldn't even be telling you this, Akama. But it is part of our family. And so you will know our history. Both what is good and what is terrible. Shortly after this, you remember him propping you back up onto your feet and telling you to go wash up as your mother had made supper. But there was something about every time steel would catch the light that this story would flash back into your head. One of the shipmates taps you out of your daydream. You startle slightly. They seem to be closing in. Should we rally the others? You see that one of the vessels, of the two, one is gone completely. You see it in no direction. The other, however, is closing in fast. Its ship is far faster than yours, as it seems to catch the wind even on a day without wind. Its sails billow and move as it speeds towards your vessel.
Yes, inform the others immediately. Yeah, magic.
The bell starts to chime. Healith, you were on the side rigging up some of the side nets to capture fish and things like that. You snap to attention. Thala, Mina, both of you make way up to the top deck with Archangel as the vessel gets closer and closer. The crew, one of the crew, looks at you, or looks to the party and says, "We don't have many arms that can reach at this distance, but we do have a few, and they've just entered range. Should we fire, or should we wait?"
Is it because they're catching up to us? What happened?
Their
What
ship
happened
seems
to
to... It's okay?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Their ship seems to be propelled by something beyond yours. You have your windstone and stuff going, and it's keeping your ship moving, and you have crews that are rowing as well, but something seems to be moving their ship beyond the speed that yours is capable of.
Do we have a way to see this ship? I don't know if
I mean, you can see it.
People have see who's on the ship. Do we have something I don't know. I don't want to say binoculars, but you get the idea. Yeah.
So at the range they're at, even with the spy glasses that the crew has, as they just have very cheap versions of it. You can tell it's a vessel. It's very armored. They definitely have cannons aboard their ship. And they also have a ramming prow on the front.
Okay, so seeing as I don't think our ship is as well equipped armor-wise as that one, maybe it would be wise to try to just, if we can, get further away from it. Because if we attack them, it might be like throwing rocks at a wall.
They're coming from behind your vessel. You're already going at your max speed, and they're catching up very quickly.
I just have to see what they want.
As they reach about the mid distance, so at this point, your standard magics and things like that would be at the kind of the maximum range that you could fire them. They start pulling up a flag. The symbol on the flag is that of the Titan Steel Paladins.
I don't know if that's good or bad. That's another team,
Does
right?
anybody
Can
have a
I
good history check?
we might as well just all.
Yes.
We're over here
a history
roll
check
knowledge on
for
these
Well, actually, so this can be a history or religion.
Okay, I'm gonna go religion.
And we're going to say the number is 8. History or religion.
I mean,
I'll
I
go
don't have
religion.
history
The
or
Heathcliff
religion,
will
so
roll for
I have-
religion.
I have a +1 for history.
which
Perfect.
I mean,
Okay,
I don't
shit.
have either, but maybe I know.
So it's a 0 and it's a 1 for everyone except for Thala, who's 0. Let's see it. And a 2 for Thala for the Light of Thespis.
She knows geography.
8 is what we're looking for.
I don't
Oh man.
Oh, look at my roll.
think.
Wow.
I forgot what my dice looked like for a second.
Oh, Archangel.
And Archangel Pass, too.
I forget about him.
So Thala and Akama, you recognize the Titan Steel Paladin symbol. The Titan Steel Paladins are ultimately they are a divisive group. While they stand entirely on the all of the right side of history. They fought on the right side for the Age of Darkness. They have stood against demons, monsters, devils, etc. They are also known to be rather extreme and blunt in their verdicts and rulings, and they do not falter, halt, or question their orders when acting against evil.
Do we constitute as evil? Is the question.
No.
The
Yeah,
vessel
guy
is about to
cut
pull up
his-
next to yours.
God.
Yeah, so
Again, attacking them does not seem wise, so.
we gotta see what they
Heathcliff
want.
preps himself on the deck as if they're about to try and board, and to be prepared to start stabbing anybody who tries to get onto our ship. He's just kind of prepped, spear up, and ready to go.
Yeah.
As
Do
the
they have spears on this ship?
what do you mean?
I said, do they have spears of any kind on this ship?
Oh, I mean, yeah. There's tons of just generic weaponry that the crew is ready to grab on with. So pikes, spears are 2 of the more common ones, just because if you're fighting over the sides of vessels, etc. But there are axes and such as well. That being said, the vessel pulls up next to yours. On top of its deck, there's only one person that catches your eye as a hero. Most of the other people are just crewmen running around, keeping the ship going, similar to yours. The one person is inspecting your ship before calling over and goes, "I'm Jorvin, the Titan Steel Paladins. Who do I speak to?"
Yes, that would be me.
This is the vessel that went to Midpoint, is it not?
It is.
I can tell by the repairs. Skem and them did end up coming, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I wouldn't have wasted my time. Doesn't seem like you all are worth it.
Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah, I bet all these townsfolk that we have on our ship feel differently.
The only thing that's good that you did is I heard there was vampires there. I trust you dealt with them. Unless you saved them as well.
No, vampires dealt with, people saved.
Well, maybe it was worth it then. Not bad. I take it you all are still on the hunt for your kaiju then.
Yes, we are.
Well, that's a just enough task, I guess. Can't say I wish you harm in it. One less of them is good for the world, so Good luck.
Thank you.
He like stops paying attention unless anyone wants to call out to him.
Yeah, he got his information. He's like, thanks.
Get this old
Are they?
rusty man.
Are they? Are they another one of the? Are they like a team of their own?
Yes.
Okay. Did you catch your kaiju yet? I'm just curious now.
We've been done with that. And he actually he pulls up a little letter, and you see that he has one of the Orvathian seals. So they've already gone to Orvatheas,
Okay.
like been accepted into the next round, and then for whatever reason are currently on the sea.
Just roaming
Just
around.
trolling around, looking to
Right.
bust up people's ships. I feel like.
I don't know. Okay. Okay. Well. You know, I'm trying to think. I don't want to make myself sound stupid.
What you got?
I know initially you said that maybe we weren't worth it, but we came out on the right side of that trip. I don't suppose you have any tips that you're willing to share about the kaiju. Because you said yourself, one less kaiju in the world is just good for everyone.
Depends on which one that you run into.
Okay. Well,
I mean, there are many different kinds, especially with more of them stirring up from Upsilon's ascension. So, his are particularly odd. But I guess what I can leave you with is, and like as at this point, his vessel is beginning to like pull away. You have to be ready to sacrifice if you're going to win. It's not going to come easy. Victory comes at a cost. Choose what you're willing to lose. And their vessel begins to pull ahead more.
what makes Upsilon's odd?
If you don't know who Upsilon is and why something made of his would be particularly weird, well, then you don't deserve to know. But judging by the looks of it, I bet that one has a pretty good idea. And he points at Akama.
That's low key. I'm gonna beat this man up. He's personally profiling me, but he's right.
But
You don't even know that he's right, do you?
I will leave you all with, and he grabs his sword and he like unsheaths it and he like stabs it into the sky, and as he does, blade hits into like the light. Steel becomes light, echoing radiance, manifesting power. He brings his blade down and then resheaths it. May Elros watch over you. And the vessel speeds on.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
As everyone kind of stands there and collects themselves, Healith and Akama, the two of you realize that at this point you've been going for quite some time. The sun, the heat, tired, and the two of you, unless you have an action you would like to take, begin the end of your shift, heading down to the underdeck as Thala and Mina take over up top.
I want to know what he knows about Upsilon.
Like I said, if the party has an action, 100%.
So, what did he mean by that?
About Upsilon? I mean,
No, about Upsilon.
I mean, what do it? Well, I don't know. Of Upsilon, just he's the guy that ascended, isn't he? To be the master of monsters. He makes twisted creatures, like the things he makes.
You
So
seem to think
ra-
you would know a little bit more about him than we would. Bro.
Is he referring to how you make things out of your blood?
I mean, I guess that's part of it, but you know, that's just something. That's something I can do, but I guess my people have like a connection to same kind of magic.
Heathcliff takes a deep breath and then starts to push of like, do you know what he did? Do you know what his powers have done?
Well, our connection it's not to him, someone else, but I don't know. I think everything changed.
Upsilon was a fucking monster who killed everyone he could get his hands on. If you've got the same power, do you have the same temptation? Is everybody on this boat potentially just blood for your next monster?
I don't think that's fair. For one, I don't think I could use your blood to do anything. Only thing you've seen, only thing that I can do, is make my blood and stuff. I don't use your blood for anything. So your blood is safe. All you see me do is help people. So I don't know.
I have.
Blood. He said the blood of peasants.
I have seen you help people. It doesn't mean that I'm not afraid that you wouldn't use it to hurt them as well.
I don't know anything, or I don't know. We don't get news where I'm from, so I don't really know all of what went on. All I know is that not long ago, the magic that we use started acting up. No.
Adam.
Mhm.
How much do we know about what actually happened? How, like, he essentially, you know, I know, but how much does Thala know?
That's what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a roll history for everyone. 20 being you know a great deal, 1 being you know very little. Akama, you are going to have an additional +3 to this, and Heathcliff, you are going to have a +3 as well.
Okay, I know a little bit. I know a
Oh,
little bit.
okay.
That's funny. Neru knows the most, and she knows nothing.
So
That is-
to
Ironic.
So the important parts that you know is that Upsilon came into power. Upsilon is a now one of the pantheonic gods. He wields a magic that twists, changes, breaks, combines, manipulates living things, and it does so very rapidly and very without thought. And so it would be safe to say that he was anathema to anything and everything Entish. It's not slow, it's fast, it's not with care, it's without it. So I would say that it's like that was something that stood out to you as a people. Akama, you are very aware of the happenings of Upsilon in general. On the more the more deific side, similar to Mina. The actual happenings of Aurelia are a little more foggy, though you had heard tale of the heroes of the Fulcrum, though you heard it more as a term whispered around the spires than you did something that was talked about casually or directly. For Thala and Helith, you're like, you understand Upsilon, who he was, what he represents, what he did, and like the general identity of the god referenced. The history of it specifically on Aurelia is a little clouded, either by just information and or for Helith, for you, trauma.
I'm gonna say I ain't getting nothing with a 14.
Well, like I said, you're like, you are conversationally comfortable. You wouldn't call yourself like an expert. Like you understand like the rough timeline of like what happened on Aurelia, and you understand who Upsilon is as a pantheonic deity, but you wouldn't go like, yes, well, it was the 5th of April that, the first, etc.
Do we know what all like Ravenna?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you know that Mervenna was a part of everything, and that she held a pantheonic spot, and now holds a different pantheonic spot. But if you like, anything past that for you would be conjecture.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so
And what was the last thing you said? That he ascended. We don't get our power from him. Okay. Cool. So
yeah.
okay. He said.
Wait.
If
I'm looking around. Where are we at in the ship?
On the deck.
Right now, you're on the top deck.
Top deck.
If you want to talk about this, we need to go below deck.
But I mean, we're supposed to be here for our shift. We can't leave.
Yeah.
It's a shift change.
I'm just saying, you guys make it seem like it's important, and really, we're really not supposed to talk about like stuff. So I trust you guys, so I want to talk to you about it, but yeah, they like look around like, I don't know,
On that note, Helith, you're starting to feel like as the boat rocks, you feel yourself having to struggle a little bit more to keep yourself upright, as you're like, man, I'm getting hungry. And you can tell your skin needs a break from the sun, as you're beginning to like blister in the spots that are touched too much by its rays.
I feel like a few minutes below deck should be fine. Everyone else here has eyes too. They can tell us if something's happening.
Archangel does step over to Thala and kind of like leans in and goes, I have a few things I'd like to talk about with you when you get a chance. For now, I'll be up near the crow's nests. And
All right.
also, again, these are all happening simultaneously. For Mina, the Andrews are both like, when you have some a chance, we kind of need to talk to you.
Okay.
Akama, I'll give you the option that while these things are happening, if you would like to just move, like to kind of like take your leave, you could.
I do gotta go and look at this bow still. We can, yeah. I guess he would like.
Helith will go down and go get food. He recognizes that he needs a break.
Thala and Mina, you're both kind of like, yeah, okay, we can talk, sure. And then you turn back and you're like, okay, sure. I guess that's how we end conversations.
I have questions or nothing.
We'll start with in our split party on the underdeck, which is Helith. You grab some food, you water, things like that, and make your way over to your room and your area to rest. Akama, you do the same. As you get there, you pull out the bow and you begin to want to inspect it. We're actually going to take this into a sidebar.
Oh no! I don't like that at all, dude.
Hello.
Oh,
Hey.
All right. So, as you begin to pull out the bow and inspect it, at first nothing is jumping out at you. You're not like everything just feels like something feels off about the weapon for sure, but nothing's grabbing you until you kind of like have it in your hand and you like pluck it as if like almost fake firing it. And as you do, it kind of makes like a and you hear a voice. I haven't interacted with someone from Viloma in quite some time. Speak your name to me.
You first, strange bow.
I think you know my name. I think you know who I am. This twisted edifice in your hand is a testament to my will. An image flashes into your head as these words hit your ears. Upsilon.
Oh no.
So, speak your name to me. It's only proper.
Do I know of like any reason why it would be a bad idea to speak my name to this man?
Other than direct recognition, there is no like, aha, you signed the verbal contract. Like that is in no story that at least that you are aware of within Upsilon that he interacts in that type of way.
I don't know if that's in my best interest, actually.
Well, that's a shame that we can't have a level of decorum. But this bow doesn't belong to you. Well, I guess potentially doesn't belong to you. Yet.
Well,
I thought this twisted to be vanquished. I figured he had failed in his task. But I can sense him on the very vessel that you are on. So, I think a choice befalls you in your path, hero. The way I see it, you could claim this bow to be your own and kill the Twisted. Or you could return the bow and let him leave. You note that for yourself, you know you would have the option to destroy this bow, but those words do not leave Upsilon's mouth.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell me that. What do I know about Twisteds?
You just know the murmurings that the followers of Upsilon call themselves, the Twisted. Beyond that, you do not know anything else, as it is a very, very new order. So, hero, what will it be?
think I'll take the third option.
Give the bow to the Twisted and let him leave.
Nah, snap that joint over my leg, son.
You're doing kill the Twisted and destroy the bow?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's rejoin the party, but we will touch on the follow through of this action here in just a minute.
I can't say nothing.
Uh-oh. He did it take that much out of you? You're thirsty now? What happened? No.
Healith, for you, you go down, you get your food, you eat your snack, you eat your food, you drink your water, and you're like, all right, I'll just get into bed. As you're laying there, you're like, you have that moment where you're trying to get comfortable, and like right as you kind of start to get comfy, you're like, I'm still hungry.
Mhm.
You throw the covers off and you stand back up and you walk back out there and you grab another like whole plate and you're like, you know what? I don't want this to happen again. Grab a little extra, things like that. Walk back into your room and continue to eat. Up
Can I
on our top. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, can I pet my little spider bros? There are still 7 of them left. I have
Hey,
that
friends.
Oh,
Yes, 100% you can.
How often do they need to eat?
But up on our top deck,
We'll find out.
Thala, would you approach Archangel?
I mean, yeah. What else am I supposed to do? I guess it would be rude to not. I don't know.
Oh, good, Thala. I'm glad we find the time to talk. I wanted to clear the air on something. Now I know it wasn't an affront levied, but there was a part of me that always believed some of the rumors of your people. I knew it to be foolish, as everything, as it turns out, is lies and conjecture in the Golden City. But when I saw you jump into the waters for the Andrews, I knew to my very fiber that there's no way a people described in the ways they were would act as you did. And I know it perhaps naive of me to say a whole people wouldn't do something because of the actions of one, but it really spoke to me. So I just wanted to say that I trust you. And here comes the more difficult part for me to say. I trust you, and I trust Healith. I trust Mina. And I guess my question to you, Thala, is, can I trust Akama? Is this something that I can do? You realize in this moment that this isn't just a moment of can someone be trusted, but you hold the weight of Akama's disposition in the party in your hands. And so, before you answer, we're going to step into a sidebar.
Okay. Because I had a question.
Sure. What you got?
Well, I have no. Bala has a question.
What makes you think that you can't trust him?
His magic, his demeanor, I mean, the Titan Steel Paladins are known for spotting out ne'er-do-wells and those that are wicked. And without question, that Titan Steel pointed at Kama, stating that he would know Upsilon. And I mean, I know of Upsilon, many do, but to be singled out that way, I just don't know if I can trust him. And so, with my trust so high in you and me valuing your word, I ask you, should I trust him or not? And so, a choice, Thala.
Well, I've honestly, up until this point, I found no reason to distrust him. Although his magic may seem somewhat, I guess, dark is the word to use in nature. I haven't seen him use it necessarily in a negative way. He's done nothing but try to help us, because right now we are a team. The way I see it right now is we are a team right now. Now, when we get to the end, I don't know what's going to happen. But right now, I would say I trust him because he's done nothing but help us up until this point. Once we get to the end, it might be every man, woman, fish for themselves. But right now, I trust him.
Well, in that case, I guess I have to ask, sure, do we trust him in the day-to-day? But if it were to come down to the final moment and the wish, do we trust that his wish is noble? If you don't trust that his wish is noble, you say so. You give me the word, and I will act against him. You now understand that this question of trust goes beyond just, could he be trusted with secrets? Could he be trusted with challenges on the way? But far more, should Archangel ready himself to take action against Akama if required?
Oh, you should always be ready.
So, which is it going to be? Do you trust Akama, or do you not trust Akama?
If being ready is do not trust Akama, I guess that's what we're always ready. So if that's what that means, and that's where we're gonna go with.
All right, do not trust Akama.
Always be ready. Don't jump to conclusions, but always be ready. That would be unwise to not be ready.
Well, if you ever feel that we fully can't trust him, you just give me the word, and I will take action against Akama.
Because I know better than anyone that you can't just judge people by what you hear.
That's fair.
Obviously. So, yeah, no. Until he gives me a reason to not, I will trust him. But yes, always be ready. That's just smart.
And on that note, we will return to the party. Over with Mina and the Andrews.
Yeah.
As the Andrews approach you, and you can tell they're like kind of like winding up and winding down, like as they talk. I gotta say, we're really happy to be back and safe, but and they like present their arms to you. They're sunburnt beyond what you would expect from like regular burns, and they as you look at them more closely, you can tell that they're withered a little bit. They're paler. They don't seem to be they seem to lack like meat on their bones. But we've been eating. We've been trying to sleep, but it's like nothing makes a difference.
Damn it.
Mm.
Do they sparkle in the sun?
Well,
They do.
yeah.
It's fun.
Um,
Twilight.
did anything happen to either of you when you were down? Did you get bitten, or do you remember any details about what happened when you went under the water?
They both present in one of their arms to you, and they're like, the only thing that happened was this. And you see a wound where, like, it looks like a syringe was, like, kind of, like, hit them, but a little, like, larger.
Okay.
I don't think Mina knows anything.
No, I don't think so either. I would. Do I know that, like, Akama and Hirlith? Do I know about them, like, or do I know about anyone else, like, encountering the vampire and the bites at all?
No.
I have
You
no
could knowledge-
information.
we could knowledge monster that. We'll call this a 12.
Okay.
Damn.
Not quite. Now, I mean, like, the party, like, you've been traveling for days. You have talked about the, you know, like, what happened at Midpoint, while the specific nature of the wound hasn't come up. I mean, you have exchanged stories about, like you fought on the deck, they fought one in the house, and stuff like that. So you do feel like it would be reasonable to, like, talk with the rest of the party.
Yeah, I need to talk to everyone else to see if they know anything about the bites. Because we need to figure out how to, or if they know how to have any information about, like, healing this.
So you abruptly go into the underdeck. As you're heading to the underdeck, you have a choice. Do you want to go check on? Do you want to check with Akama first, or do you want to check with Healith first?
I'm gonna check with Healith first, because he's the spiders, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he might have some more knowledge.
That's a good choice.
As you walk into to Healith's room. Well, first off, do you knock or anything like that, or just kind of barge in?
Yeah, I'll be polite. I'll knock.
There is no response.
I'm gonna knock again and a little bit louder.
There is no response.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going in because
Oh.
my boys need medical attention.
As you open the room, Healith is in, like, a dead sleep. You do note, though, that as you're standing there looking at him, it seems like his pale complexion is returning to a more warm and lively look. He seems to, like, almost be like gaining weight rapidly to, like, a regular fit form, and you kind of realize in this moment, you're like, Healith's been looking a little thinner as you look at a pile of plates next to his bed. Healith, you begin to stir.
Yeah, he got the itis.
He got the Rona. He got something.
It is
Healith
brought
slowly. Healith kind of groans and stretches in his bed, very relaxed, and it takes him a little moment before he even kind of begins to open his, like, look out at his room through peered eyes and just like, Mina, what are you doing in here? Just very content, very relaxed.
As Healith seemingly does not notice this while he's stretching. For your view, Mina, it's clear as day. As he stretches out. One of the spiders is on his arm, very visibly, like, sucking, like biting him.
Why is there a spider biting you? What is going on?
They sucking on my man.
I need you to wake up. We have problems.
Healith, like, slowly wakes up until he sees the spider. He's like, ah! And he just, like, tries to brush it off. He, like, tries to, like, pet it and, like, brush it off. And he just has, like, a moment of panic of just, like, ah!
The spider
Not very
falls.
dignified, not very heroic.
like falls to the floor, skitters over to Helis' bag, where it seemingly makes itself a domicile.
It goes in your bag.
Why
You
was
would
that spider just biting it?
Yeah, you would note that where the spider was biting is exactly where Helith has a similar mark, where he was poked by the Vrykor.
Your buddies are slurping on the Andrews.
Yeah, Helith. Something's wrong with the Andrews, and it looks.
He's kind of freaking out at the moment, having being just
I bet.
woken up from a very peaceful sleep, and then he sees one of them on his arm, and he's just like, "Okay, hold on, I just one moment, please." And he just kind of like takes a moment to just kind of like a little bit freak out and panic, and then it just
He's
like he kind of slowly like slows his breathing down for a moment, and then he looks at it and he's like, "Okay. What about the Andrews? Why did I need to be woken up for the Andrews? They're safe on the boat. Why? They're not in the water.
Are they?
Okay. Right? Please tell
At
me they're
this
not in the
point-
water again.
Mina is rolling her eyes because she is impatiently waiting for Helith to stir. And
Chill.
she looks at him and she says, "Yes, they are safe on the boat. Yes, they are not in the water. However, they seemingly have been affected by the Vrykor, and they both have marks on them that look very similar to that mark that's on you."
At this point, both of you would note that the 6 other spiders, so not the one that has made a domicile in Helith's bag, but the other 6 are like skulking towards the Andrews.
I bet.
We need to continue. Yeah.
I would like to roll animal handling to make certain that the spiders don't just kind of leap on the Andrews and some sort of like, "Hey, no, focus on me."
I guess
Friend.
that's the answer to my question.
So yes, you 100% can roll this. We'll roll it in 1 second. Before that, one of the things is you sit up in the bed. You're like fully awake. You feel fantastic in comparison to how you felt when you came down, even though you've slept for maybe 20 minutes. You also note that your sunburn is completely gone.
That's weird.
And let's roll your animal handling. We're to call this a 7.
Nice.
+3.
You're able to kind of get their attention and get them to calm, and you can definitely tell that they still are looking at the Andrews, but they don't continue their aggressive posturing.
I look at one of the Andrews. I'll look at the red-headed Andrew and be like, "Have you guys felt like you are weighing a lot more than you are of late? Do you just feel heavier?"
Yeah, kind of. No matter how much I eat, we're still hungry, and I sleep, and I'm still tired. I just...
Okay. Because I've been feeling that way too. Right now I feel phenomenal. And while there was a spider on my arm and that scared the absolute Jesus out of me, my sunburn is gone. And I don't know why. So, we're going to try something, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I go over to the spiders and pick one spider up.
Oh, I don't like
And I
this.
take it over to the Andrew and I say, "Were you bit when we were at Midpoint?"
I think. And he shows you the wound. It's identical to yours.
Okay. Because I got one too, and I show him mine.
Mhm.
That's where a Vicor got me. Now, I don't know why the spiders were sucking on my blood. Right now I feel pretty great. If you want, we can try it with you. And I don't know what's going to happen. But I think you might feel better. Because right now, I feel great.
The Andrew looks up at Mina. And he's like tentatively lifting his arm, but like wants approval.
You need to tell me.
Uh,
Shit, 'cause they
I
weren't
don't-
getting sucked on.
yeah. I don't like it, and we need to find out why. However, I think we should try it. I think it's okay.
If it doesn't change
Okay.
anything, we'll stop. And I gently bring the spider close to the bite mark. And then wait to see what the heck happens.
It immediately latches on to the Andrew like it like a bracelet, like its legs wrap around his forearm, and then his fangs, or the spider's fangs, like pierce into his flesh, and you just like listen to the spider just like.
Oh, thank you.
And you watch though as the Andrew's sunburn disappears and his gaunt like demeanor like softens, and he like seemingly gains weight back to his like normal weight after but like 30 or 40 seconds of the spider enjoying its meal. It like detaches and then plops to the floor and skitters off into a corner and like chills. And that Andrew is now standing there like, I feel wonderful.
We're
I
bloodletting.
don't
now.
understand. I look at Mina and I didn't quite fully understand. But when I was in the manor, I went up to the attic. And in the attic, I found a table where it was clear that somebody had something on said table and was extracting or putting in. I'm not certain what it was, but they were doing something. And these spiders were all around. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works. But I imagine that the people of that manor were bitten by a vampire as well. And these spiders were somehow able to reverse the effects. Maybe reverse the effects. I don't know. I feel fine. Obviously, this Andrew feels fine. But somehow, these spiders make it less painful to be one. Holy fuck, I'm a vampire. And Hearlith takes a moment to just kind of like, I was bitten by a vampire. Oh my goodness, I'm a vampire. Oh my goodness, this sucks. And then is like, wait. He grabs another spider and goes to the next Andrew and is like, would you be willing to do the same?
Yeah.
I lift the spider up to his bite mark. I'm presuming it does the whole thing again.
Yep. And just like that, the other Andrew's like, wow, I feel so much better. I actually feel like I could pull my weight.
I grab a third one, and I look at Mina and the Andrews, and it's like, we're going to talk about this, but we also have to check on Akama, because I think he got hit too. And we go to Akama's room and knock on his door. Or I go to his room and knock on his door.
Akama, you knock on his door, and his door like opens. He is not in his room. And we are once again going to enter a sidebar with Akama.
Oh shit.
Why me again?
As you made your decision to destroy the bow, you take a second to yourself, but then stand up, and you know immediately where the twisted is, almost as if now designed to know. You open the door. You hear the others begin to come down, so you quickly move into the lower decks where all of the civilians that you picked up at Midpoint are. You're not sure what's guiding you, but you scan over the group until you see one. You as you look at them, you immediately know this is the Twisted. As she sees you look at her, she cowers and like begins to try to look for a way to escape, but there is none. As you walk over to her, you pull out a simple knife. Nothing more is needed. You grab her shoulder, and you begin to just stab into her. Her arms grab you to stop it, but you can tell without her bow, without whatever gave her her twisted might, she's just a person. And simply and easily, you end her life. You grab the bow, and you explain to the others now in this moment, as they're caught off guard, and one of the heroes just walked into the underdeck, walked up to someone that they thought was one of them, and stabbed them there. And you explain to these people what just happened in simple terms. They are not who you thought they were. They followed dark gods. And this was their weapon. And using your own magic and some of the light of Thespis, you break the bow. As it pops in your hand, it screeches and whines, and a burst of magical energy shakes the deck as you feel whatever twisted connection to Upsilon escapes into the ether. And now we return to the party.
Upsilon.
As you knock on his door and it opens, you don't see him, but then all of you hear this, like, and then from the
I'm not there. I'm tripping. I'm not even there.
From the lowest part of the ship, so the part under where you're on like the living quarters area, but from the underdeck, Akama comes up carrying a woman over his shoulders and like what looks like scraps in his other hands.
What?
Keyleth kind of goes on high alert real quick because we were just talking about Akama seeming like he's doing some shady shit, and now he's coming up with this random woman tossed over his shoulder, and Keyleth kind of puts the spider down and looks at Akama and is like, what are you doing?
As he comes up, he's just like, he cleans like a knife off on his leg. Says, this woman is not who we thought she was. That the demonic bow that I picked up before, it was when I went to go and look at it, I found out that it was tied to Upsilon. He talked to me, and he tried to get me to take the bow and use it, or to give it to the person that it was meant to be for, someone that was supposed to be working for him, that they lost their bow, so they lost their power. And that was this woman. I decided to destroy the bow. So I had to.
So you went after her alone and didn't say anything to anybody, and now we have a dead woman on the boat.
I mean, it seemed like it needed to be done.
Am I here?
No.
I didn't think so. All right, shit.
Am I still with them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You yourself already talked about all the devastation that Epsilon caused. So you already know what she would have done if she got the bow.
I do.
She was not
How
a regular person.
you know
Did
this?
you get any information from her? Who was she?
There was no need to know.
What you would know from the situation is that without her having the bow, information couldn't have been gathered from her. That is something that Akama would know.
Without the
Clarifying,
bow,
that's
there's
information. Oh. Sorry. Please, I will shut
without
up.
her having her bow, there's nothing that I could have asked her that she would have been able to tell me anything about. It would have changed when she got the bow.
This information does spark a bit of like history, the stories that both Helith and Mina have heard, which is that like the followers of Upsilon are like these hodgepodge rushed pseudo heroes, usually bound to like an object or an item that gives them like a vaunt of power or strength. When removed from the object, they cease to be what they were, and they often find themselves in like it was a dream or a trance, and don't have direct memory without being restored to it.
Yeah, how do we... Trying to figure out how we can, prove this.
I mean,
Look, Akama,
did you not hear the piercing scream when I destroyed the bow that let out?
Checking. Did we hear any scream?
You heard that. That was the pop.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you. On the same page now.
It's a good thing you ain't paid full price. It's a waste of money.
You're for real though.
One of the other things.
Thank God you didn't pay full price for a cursed item.
One of the other things that does catch both Helith and Mina's eyes. Helith, more you at first. Mina, you kind of like see Helith and like follow it. Is you remember Akama being hit by the vampires. You stood next to him when it happened. You see that his wound is closed and healed. Only a very light remaining of scar tissue, unlike the rest of like the Andrews and you, Helith, who had like wounds that like wouldn't heal.
I forgot what you wanted to say. Oh yeah, thank the matron that I bought that bow, because if this woman had found it at the shop, then all hell would have let loose before we even got out of there. Even worse than it was.
I don't really see another option but to trust you on that. Because can't prove otherwise.
Akama, I trust you. If what you said is true, then I trust you. But we can't quite... What I'm worried about right now is how it might seem if we just randomly dump a woman's body off of a boat in full view of every other person that we took on, as if somehow we are okay with one of our people just killing potential innocents.
Well, I already explained it to the people that were down there. That she wasn't.
They believe you.
I mean, they seem to, especially when they heard the bow break and they heard the scream go off and they seen the magic fly away through the deck.
Okay.
Oh, so he just did it
Touche.
in front of
I didn't think about
everybody.
that.
Yeah.
A
I
voice.
did not.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, I did not relish in her death, or it was just a clean kill because it had to be done. Because even if we left her alive and I destroyed the bow, if she found another object like that, it would be the same thing all over again.
A voice calls down from the top deck. The benefactor's chest. It has another message.
He is real neat.
Keyleth goes to help carry, if it is even necessary, carry the dead woman's body. Because we might as well get this body
least
off the
wrap
ship.
her up.
I was gonna say, you try to put her in a sack or nothing. Just
Yeah, you should at least wrap her up. It's
shit.
just out of respect.
Just fresh dead body, unwrapped.
Doing so is quite easy. Would you like to do? So wrapping her up is easy. Would the party like to do anything extra? For the record, Thala, you're like, oh cool, they're coming up. You know, we gotta listen to the benefactor's chest, and then Heathcliff and Akama just bring a woman like up, and she's dead, and they just start wrapping her up.
Oh, I was gonna grab like a bed sheet from my room before we even hit the top deck.
Okay,
Like,
in which case,
I'm sorry.
like they're moving a rug. A big fabric wrap roll.
What's that? Do I want to know?
Maybe not.
Need to know.
Where is it gonna go?
Well,
Keyleth looks at Akama like, I guess, overboard?
When there's death at sea, I believe you do a burial at sea.
Okay, so you know how earlier when you said there was some things that you wanted to tell us, but you didn't want to do it up here? This might also be one of those things. So I'm gonna turn it this way. And we'll talk about it later.
As you drop the body into the ocean, it floats and bobs and begins to sink slowly. And the benefactor's chest is brought up to the party and opened. And thusly you see your benefactor before you.
All right.
Hello, Free Agent Team B. It is your benefactor. Let me first congratulate Thala. You proved yourself as first amongst equals. And as the saying goes, to the victor goes the spoils. Let me assure you, I was thoroughly entertained. But that is where the celebration must end for now, I'm afraid. Because while your team has been the talk of the tournament, that talk will come to an abrupt end if you fail to continue in this tournament. So in order for you to secure your kaiju head and make it to Orvatheas in the quickest possible fashion, I want to offer you a little incentive. You fought your way to where you are now, whether it be through lowly hopefuls or bloodthirsty vampires, but what comes next is more formidable than anything you've faced yet. Real contenders. The Phoenix Courts and Titan Steel Paladins of the world will not hold back. And as your benefactor, I wanted to make sure that you can compete. If you make it to Orvatheas, head in hand, and in time to continue in this tournament, I will purchase each of you a piece of unique gear. It's my simplest request yet. Just simply do the job I paid you to do, and a reward will be waiting for you. And I expect you to succeed. I do not care what it takes. Sink other contenders' ships, steal their kaiju heads if you have to, whatever it takes. I look forward to hearing the gossip once you arrive in Orvatheas. Speak to you soon.
as the message ends. Yep. Yes, Thala.
Question.
Mhm.
So I don't know how long they were below deck, doing all whatever they were doing, because I have no idea what was happening. Obviously, a lot of things happened, but I feel like there's something, no matter how small, I feel like Thala would have done within all of this, and literally just in the bag that she was given by Skim, there was something. You said there was something in it that had her name on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what it is.
Not a problem. We're gonna 100% tackle that. But one of the things that that does capture the party's eyes is, you know, that happens. Everyone's kind of going back to like your normal ship duties, and the body bobs. Through.
Oh fuck!
And then blood starts coming up. And then more blood starts coming up.
Yeah.
And then more, and then more, and then more, to the point where there's almost a pool of blood equal to the size of your ship brewing next to it. The wind begins to pick up. The waves begin to churn. More rapid, huge motions. The whole ship begins to dock. Everyone starts going into like the emergency mode. But on the wind, you hear a voice.
He built a river out of blood just to sail to and to that. He built the fortress from the bones and a throne from the skulls, and it didn't sate his lust for war and gore. So he turned to the north and he screamed for more.
And then thunder. And the blood churns more and more. And I think we take a 5-minute break to let this stew, to let this sit in, to let to our, you know, everyone wrap their heads around it. So we will see all of you back in 5 minutes for the second part of this episode.
Mosh pit at sea.
And welcome back out of our 5-minute break. This is Cinematic Epic, and I am your game master, Adam. It has been a fantastic session thus far. We've learned a little bit about the characters, some fun interactions with spiders and vampirism, and some questions of trust and loyalty being talked about and then immediately brought up with a comma. If you weren't here at the end of the 5-minute break, though, they threw a body oversea because that's what you do in the ocean. You just dump it in the water, and then it bloop under the surface. And now voices are on the wind as a storm has begun to brew. Let's bring our party on back to enjoy the atmosphere.
I'm still confused.
The waves start, rapidly growing to the point where the boat is like going up a swell for at least 3 seconds before slamming down onto the other side. And it doesn't feel like it's in one direction. One second the boat's being tossed to the left, the next it's being tossed to the right. But despite how much the boat moves and how much the water churns, the blood seems to be following you. And it begins to bubble, almost as if the water itself is boiling. And you hear again,
"He built a river out of blood just to sail to a new land. I built a fortress."
and it grows louder and louder until it hits the final words again.
He turned to the north and he screamed for more.
And it pauses, and everything for a second is calm. No rain, no wind, no waves. And then thunder. And it swells back up to the height of its intensity. And you hear the sound of something, water crashing around you, more so than just the waves. And I am going to have everyone roll a reflex check. We're going to call this a reflex 18.
Jesus
Reflex
Christ.
18.
Whoo!
Damn.
Oh, made it.
I believe that is, let's see here, I think only Thala made it, I believe. Yes, only Thala made the reflex 18. So I'm going to describe the scene, and then Thala, you will get a reaction to it, which is you're all staring at like the pool of blood as it boils, as it churns, and then you hear this sound of crashing water. Thala, you're the first to turn. The other side of the ship, an entire vessel has plunged out from underneath the water and just immediately launched a full broadside. You see at the front of the ship, like holding on to like the bow, is none other than Brelix.
My motherfucker.
Fishy, fishy.
Why?
And a massive broadside just churns out. His ship seems to be covered in gore as he emerges from the depths, and there's like 4 bards that are like chained to the mainsail, and they just continue to repeat his song. And every time they hit to the north, he screamed for more. Another, as lightning and thunder seem to be called at the enchantment of his song. But let's roll a calamity check for how this first broadside does against your ship. And for each member of the party that failed the reflex check, there will be a minus applied. So the closer to 1, the better for me. The closer to 30, better for the party. And this is at a -4, as only Thala passed.
God damn it. Now Archangel counts for shit. Mother. Oh my god.
Yes!
The ship his ship emerged. Immediately, cannons just start ripping through the whole of the ship. The mainsail is immediately damaged and taken down. It doesn't fall completely off the ship, but it is it's like collapsed and is like hanging off the side of the ship, so it's like catching water and forcing your ship to like continuously turn in a circle. Like you can't drive the ship straight right now. there is massive flooding in the lower decks, and your on deck weapons are all damaged. Thala, you get one free round before we roll for initiative and such. As you passed the initiative check, what would you or the reflex check? What would you like to do?
I'm over here like, is he still in the like? Because the way you made it
right
sound
now,
is like he's like.
Yeah.
Over
So
the
like,
ship,
imagine like your ship's here. His ship came out from underneath the water, and as it was coming out, was just broadsiding your ship, so it hit angles that normally you wouldn't be able to like hit if your ships were just level on the water. And it was just like you can tell he's done this maneuver before, and now he's like on the front of his ship just waiting.
Okay, so he came up and he's like parallel. You made it seem like he like free willied it, and I was confused.
Oh no! Sorry, no, it came up
like what?
In the same direction, and is basically like has set himself to be in the perfect position to board.
Oh my god! When you say on deck weapons, you mean like big gun type shits, right?
Yeah, any sort of the weapons that your ship was limited on what it had, but any of the weapons it did have, which are mainly weapons that would stop boarding actions, are all disarmed. Also, the crew on the top deck is extremely scattered.
Of course they are. Oh, fuck me. He said he's ready to board. Why do I feel like I need... Why my first thought would try to be to attack him? I'm not gonna make it. Maybe before he could get to delay him something.
We can see an attack roll. Let's see it.
Oh shit.
Because god damn. Oh no! No. No. We're gonna re-roll it.
Luckily, I'm sorry. What?
Can I re-roll that?
You cannot re-roll nat ones. No.
Oh, that's true.
Bitch.
None of the party. This is all happening in the moment where, like, right now, like, as far as Healith, Akama, Mina, and Archangel are concerned, like, they're all looking at the boiling blood, and then just explosions are happening behind them. They don't actually see Brelix's ship breach the water from underneath, from behind. Only Thala does. She turns, and to nobody's eyes but Thala, you immediately sent out an attack. Sadly, because of like the moving target, and you were so caught up on Brelix, you're like, he'll be right there, and you shoot and you hit one of the crew, and he falls off the ship. But no one else sees that but you.
It's still one less at this point. Okay.
No. One of your crew.
Oh, mine. I thought it was theirs.
No.
All right. Well, no one saw it. It didn't happen.
And I am going to have everyone make a dodge check. The number to beat is a 10. If you fail the initial reflex, you are at a -3.
Damn. Oh my god.
Nice.
No way.
2, 1. Oh my goodness, I love Brelix so much right now. Let's see here. Let's see here. That is Archangel and Mina pass. Everyone else fails. 2 nat 1s. The ones being for Thala and for Healith. Thala and Healith, both of you are going to take 2 damage. And the deck collapses, and you are now in the underdeck. So like the living quarters area. Mina, you passed. You were able to like step back from any of the destruction. You weren't hit by anything. Akama, you don't fall into the underdeck, but you take 1 damage. And now, let's roll initiative for everybody.
And my shit went flying.
I'm real
Yo,
tired
I'm
of
getting-
everybody's dice hitting our dice.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting thrown away.
You and Healith tie, right? Am I crazy? No, you have +1 to your dice roll, so you're 1 higher. Okay. Arc and Thala. Perfect. So with that, Mina, you are kicking off our engagement. What the scene as it is before you is that you turned around, you step backwards, you're able to dodge like the incoming like fusillade of shots and cannonade. The crew on the top deck is very scattered. What you see on the other side is Brelix's ship, and like him and his whole crew are just running to the edge of their boat, all preparing to do boarding actions.
Can I use earth magic to try and create some sort of like barrier between them getting on our ship? Like,
You're always welcome to
I
try.
don't know, like roots or something? Yeah.
Let's see that. We're gonna try to make a barrier to stop the oncoming forces.
Dang.
The dice hate us. What have we done, dice? What have we done?
Smart bullshit.
I do have +6 for earth magic.
Yes, so that's gonna. So you could re-roll that actually. You would have a mastery that you could use. So that would be your once. Crazy. Yes.
Yeah,
So
let's-
yeah.
Yeah, let's do
You
it.
wanna? Perfect.
Sick.
Let's see our once a session reroll. Proficiency.
Come on.
16.
Okay. All right. Better.
Perfect. So with that, it does mean that those that are coming across for this round will need to make a acrobatics, climb, or appropriate test to make it over. 16 being the number to beat. Would you like to force an action?
Yeah, I would. I want to use earth magic, and I want to create a boulder and try and hit Brelix.
Perfect. Let's see it. And we are going to
Damn.
roll Brelix's defense, his armor value.
Oh. Well.
You see as
Well,
like
there's that.
it like makes contact with him, but it like hits the deck of his ship first, so he kind of more like is bumped into by it rather than like hit with it directly. It does not slow Brelix. Akama.
My turn now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm gonna take shots at Relix. I'm gonna shoot this with my bow.
Perfect.
I'm aiming for his chest area,
Let's see it.
his torso. Dice hate us. Son.
And roll his defense. He could always roll a 1.
Could roll a 1. He rolled an 8.
He
That was
did.
beatable.
It was beatable. Your shot hits, but the arrow like plinks off of his chest as he continues. Would you like to force an action?
I have all this. I want to. I'm just. Yeah, I'm gonna just take another shot before it's an action. Just take a shot.
Perfect. Let's see it.
Oh,
That
yeah.
will trigger. Would trigger a crit, but you are -2 because of the forced action.
Oh,
And,
but is there enough? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah.
But you are still at an 18 because of your light of Thespis. And let's roll his defense.
Get that.
Good shit.
This time, the arrow sinks deep into his chest, and he lets out like a as he continues running.
That's nasty.
Where is he running?
He's running like across his ship, and he's attempting to jump onto to yours.
Okay.
They're doing boarding actions. Next we got
And then,
Gila.
sorry.
Okay, yep,
I would also
yep.
just like to move to high ground. If
So
possible.
the highest ground available would be like kind of up where like the wheel of the ship is.
Yeah, I'm going to stand up there and continue.
Perfect.
I'm opposing my bow, ready to shoot.
And again, just as a reminder to the party, the main sail is still horizontally across your deck in the water, like in the ocean, forcing you all to just continually drive in a circle. Next up, we've got Helith.
Helith. So here's the question: where's all of my equipment at this moment? Because I'm presuming that at the start of the day for our shift, I wasn't just chilling out on the deck with armor, or was I chilling out on the deck with armor?
I would assume that once the benefactor was called up, you grabbed like your primary provisions, unless you think that would not be the case.
No, I'm gonna roll with that as being the case because that makes the most sense. So Helith is now in the mid deck, not quite the under deck, correct?
Yeah, you're like you could enter your bedroom basically.
Gotcha. Mid deck.
You do hear screams from the underdeck as water's being let in, and like there's holes in the ship from the cannonade and whatnot.
Is there any of the crew members? Did any crew members come down into mid deck with me? As the
I'm going to say no,
collapsed?
but there was crew down here, and now that they know they're under attack, like some are rushing downstairs, some are like trying to plug up, like they're doing their jobs.
They're doing their jobs of making certain the ship stays afloat. Okay, cool. So I don't need to yell orders at anybody to get moving.
Not currently. Unless you want them to do
Helith-
something different.
No, I want the boat to stay afloat, so they know what to do. I'm gonna stay out of their way. I take off trying to get back up to the top deck so that way I can actually get myself into position to try and get on to assess what the heck is going on, because I don't really know everything that's going on. I'd like to get up there and see as much as I can.
Getting to the top deck is easy. You would see that the mainsail is still in the water. You see Brelix and his crew all running towards like this big root barrier that's like trying to like block between the two ships. And then that is.
Do I still hear the chanting?
Yes, that is continuing.
Do I need to roll a perception check to see where the chanting is coming from? Because I did not see
you
Brelix
cannot
and
see
his
it. You cannot see
ship
it because of
coming
the root barrier that is barring the two ships.
Gotcha.
But you do hear that every time it hits the turn to the north, scream for more.
I'd like to try and counterboard onto Brelix's ship.
Okay. So we're going to use you want to use your attack action for the turn as an additional movement to make your way to the opposite side of the ship and getting cool. Not a problem. Would you like to force an action and go this turn? There is the barrier that requires a 16 to go over.
I will not force an action
Sorry.
to try and get up there and get across this turn.
Not a problem. And then we've got Archangel.
You did the right move.
Archangel is going to run to Helith, and he's going to grab his shoulder, and he's going to transfer 3 of his own HP to Helith, and then he is going to force an action to move up to Akama, and then that will be his turn. So Helith, you heal 3, and then Akama, you are now standing next to Archangel.
Quick question on that. Can I heal beyond what is my normal parameters? Because you said I fell down and took 2.
You took 2, you heal 3, so you're just back and full. Yeah.
Okay.
No overheal.
I just want to make certain he wasn't overexerting himself.
No, you're good. That is the minimum that the ability that he has can do. And then Thala.
Do I still have the bag?
Yes.
If I use one of these potions, is that an action?
It is so the first one you use is a free action.
I'm gonna say because you said I took 2 damage, so I'm at 0 right now. So it would
you ain't got no
probably
help.
be good if I had some health, you know.
Perfect. So you want to use one of the health potions?
Yeah. How many did I have? 4 or 5?
You have 5.
So now I have 4.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm behind this wall. Yes, we're behind the wall.
So you're still in the undership. So like you're like down where like the like you fell with Healith through the deck. That's why you took 2 damage. Yeah. So you could use your movement action to get back to the top deck.
Yeah, assuming I can't see. I'm sure none of these holes is big enough. Okay. Yeah, I would have to. Although you said that the top deck is where all the like the big like guns and things were.
Yes.
Assuming they're like cannons and whatnot. Where are the cannon balls? I guess.
Oh, so your ship doesn't have any actual cannons. It has like net launchers, little harpoon launcher things. Like they're like anti boarding tools, but
Gotcha.
they have also been damaged. So they are not serviceable.
They're not serviceable. We would still have the ammunition. It's just not serviceable.
Yes. Yeah. So it would be like nets and like javelins, basically.
Okay. I mean, that's important information.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that all up top too,
All
or
up top.
or is it? Okay, cool. So yeah. I'm gonna have to go back up, even though I don't want to, because this guy really wants to.
So
be
you're all
closer
back
than
on the
friends.
top deck now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and would you like to make an attack action this turn or no?
Can I even see anything to attack?
Yes, you can still see Brelix. It's a hard shot because of the forest wall. You need just like Akama did, but
well, at this point, I might as well at least try,
let's see it.
because I'm not gonna be like, if I make it over the wall, it's not gonna help me if I can't attack.
And we see Brelix's defensive roll.
Bitch!
Damn.
What is
That was
this?
so close to that too.
You see the your orb of water flying out towards him, and Brelix, he takes you could tell like he took damage from doing this, but he just headbutts it and lets out another like fishy. And now, unless you would like to force, oh no, you can't force an action because you did a free action. Sorry. So we go into the enemies phase. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to roll it is going to be your crew rolling against Calamity. If they beat the roll, nothing happens. Your crew is able to keep this. Repairs are progressing faster, but it is your crew on a D20 rolling against the D30 of Calamity. Let's see it.
No.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's not great.
Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. How does this work? I'm sorry. I asked for that
instance,
clarification.
Yes, no. Yeah, very fair. Normally, the ones are better for Calamity. In this instance, since it is a roll-off between the crew, it's a standard dice roll. So that means that your 8 triumphs over the 6 of Calamity. Your crew is able to keep your ship serviceable, and
so
no
close.
additional
So
damage
close.
is taken from anything that Brelix and them are doing.
I was so close.
Turn of events.
Okay, I just wanted to make
Brelix-
clear because, like, in my stomach it was dropping, and I was like, "Oh God, no!"
Brelix sees the big like earth magic barrier, and he knows, in his younger days he might have tried to climb it only for the earth magic to be let go and dissipate. He yells across the boat. He goes, "I've killed many Intkin. Their bark makes my boat. I know this magic. Burn." his crew stops at the edge of his boat, and they all start grabbing into their bags and uncorking these bottles. That as the bottle uncorks, it's like a firework goes like, and flares basically like light up, and they all start chucking them on to the magic, and you watch as it just immediately catches ablaze. Like, your magic is strong, so it's holding up, but it is just like blazing, burning. And one of the other things that you can tell about this magic is these items they're using is it is a magic of its own. It is a living fire. You can hear the joy of the fire as it continues to eat. It almost giggles as it like, rather than crackling, it lets out these like as it like pops and like moves like a liquid across the wood, trying to burn more. And it is en route to being to touching your boat, as the magic barrier is an extension from the boat. Brelix will spend his turn just like staring at the fire and at the party, just going like, ah, look at it burn. Ah. And then he will make one attack roll at Thala. He reaches into his bag and he throws something. So we're going to see his attack roll. 4. It is his attack is probably going to do. Let's see the defense roll for Thala. I guess you could roll a 1. It's true.
I'm gonna say it's been happening. Shit.
You're like, you ready yourself because you see Brelix like reaching in and grabbing something, and then he throws something at you, and the only thing that happens is you see one of your own kind skulls clitter, clack, and land at your feet.
Of course it does.
And one of the things you realize about this skull, it is of the shape and design of your people in particular. Brelix is going to make one last action. He is going to roll an intimidation check as he just into the sky, and he times it right as the like thunder and lightning is like from his song. And so let's roll a intimidation check for Brelix. He does have a +5 to this, or +7 to this.
Of course he does. Oh wow!
Oh my god!
16. So with that, I believe for our party, the only thing that is going, let's see here, you can use your performance, inspire, or your own intimidation as a roll against this, and what would that be? 23 is the number to beat. So I believe all of you would need a nat 20 to succeed. So let's see it.
We can only use. Well, doesn't matter which one I use.
Oh man, I was so close.
Yes, it is.
And let's get archangels as well.
See, everybody forget about him.
All of you in this just like how chaotic but merciless, but at the same time this like hauntingly tactical enemy in the savagery of it, and the just a way he's adapted to different things thus far sends shivers down all of your spines. In the next turn, each of you can only choose to make an attack action or a movement action before being forced to forced actions. So up first, we've got Mina. Oh, I think we might have... Oh, there we go.
Hey, there they are.
Up first, we've got Mina.
Does my with magic? So if I were to like... Well, actually, let me ask a question first. So this like liquid fire, is that on its way to start burning our boat?
Correct, yes. It is like actively chasing down the wood.
So if I were to use earth magic to make mud to try and like quell this, can I do that?
You're always welcome to try. All right, we're gonna treat this part as a roll off, so it's gonna be your mud magic trying to stop the living flames.
A roll off.
Yes, it's going to be a roll off between her trying to like intercept the living flames with mud magic.
Okay.
Burn, burn.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Good shit.
Good shit.
All right.
Good shit.
Good shit.
All right.
That's what we
You're
needed.
you're able to like build up more and more mud, like to stop the flames from making it down onto the boat itself. However, like the actual like wood of the magic is like breaking apart, and like the barrier is still collapsing. But it is not spreading to the ship itself. Akama.
First, I have to ask. I realized I have a perk refreshed at the start of the combat. I was supposed to gain +1 health. Is that okay if I take that HP?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Probably gonna need that. That 1 HP might be important. To be honest. Then what I want to do is I want to take a shot at one of them here bards that be singing this stank ass song. I want to take one of these motherfuckers out.
All right,
didn't
let's
see
see
it,
the
though.
attack roll.
He's
He's on the raised deck.
So now, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to help him, but you know. Whoo!
Oh, you know
All
what
right,
though?
let's see the defense roll for the chained up individual.
Is that a crit?
It is a crit, I think.
It is, and
That was a
this
crit.
individual, as they cannot interact to defend themselves, they are at a minus for their roll. Your shot hits right into the chest, and you watch as he's like, "He built a river out," and is just draped over, dead.
Oh, he killed him. Damn.
No, we gotta stop these motherfuckers. They doing something that make this man stronger for sure. I feel like.
Would you like to force an action? From your angle, you can see one of the other. There are 4 of them chained in each, one facing each direction. You've killed the one that is that would be facing like south, we'll say. So like towards the back of the ship. So you can see the
I would
one that
like to
faces your
force.
vessel. Perfect. Let's see it.
Oh, please. Let the spinner come true. Spinner come true.
All right, let's see the defense roll. I think only a 20 is going to save this guy, though. Not
Ha.
right. And again, another one is like, to a new land.
Oh,
And this time,
Headshot.
when it hits the part
Fatality.
where like turn to the north and scream for more, instead of it being that like deafening thunder, it's more like.
snap, crackle, pop. Rice Krispies.
And the waves have turned from like 15, 20-foot swells to more like 10-ish. And up next, we've got Healith.
I am going to try and get across to their ship. I'm continuing my
Oh.
counterboarding action.
All right. Would you like to? In fact, actually, since it's the barrier is still in flames, you can roll a athletics or a acrobatics for this check. So it's I believe your acrobatics is higher, but it's
Yeah, I'm gonna go with acrobatics.
a 10 A above 10 will get you onto the other side, but we will take fire into effect. And above 15, you're able to dodge the flames completely.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
It danced away from it. It danced away from it.
Holy shit.
It danced away from
I was
it.
scared. I was scared.
Oh
I
my
was
goodness!
scared for my life.
We're like, ow!
All right, you land on their you land on their ship. Would you like to force an action?
Where did I land on their ship? I guess it's a very
You
solid
were on
question.
your mid deck, so you're on their mid deck. That would be
Okay.
the easiest way to do that.
So I am kind of close to the mast.
You could you have a reach weapon, so you could make an attack at the north facing individual.
Facing towards the bow, not the aft.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll take that risk. I'll make a desperate. I'll make a attack.
Forced
against-
action.
Yeah, I'll take that forced action. See if I can. Actually, can I aim it? Oh. No, I'll aim it at him.
Okay.
Later, I'd like to figure out what is chaining them and if it can be cut. But I can't ask that question right now. We've done too many actions. So let's
So,
force action
force action.
attack against the actual bard.
Damn.
Oh,
Bro, I shouldn't
Well.
have done it.
We will still
and we
roll
can't
their
re-roll
defensive
natural
roll
ones.
because they are still defenseless. But
I mean, I don't know how else.
Look, almost.
Wow. Almost.
you
I mean-
you stab and you jump through the fire. You make it across. You get your spear out. You lunge and you hear like a clink, and you hit the chains that have bound them. And so your spear just like glanced off of the circumstance, not even the individual.
Damn.
Gotcha.
Would you like to
Yeah.
double force an action?
No. I think if I do it. No, I'm good. No thanks.
So for Archangel, Archangel, let's see here. Everyone's at full. So Archangel is going to pull out a crossbow, take a shot. It's a difficult shot, but he's going to try to hit the one on the far side. So not the one Healith just tried to attack, but he's trying to make the shot through a needle. Let's see it.
Okay.
16. That's a good shot. Let's see their defense. They do not have. They are in cover, so they don't have the penalty that the other ones did. But let's see it. It was,
Still
but
not
it
enough.
did not matter. And his bolt finds the back of his head. So only the one pointing towards the front of their ship remains. But with that, we come to Thala.
I was gonna say, can I see them from where I'm at? Because he said it
you-
first, but that was what I was gonna
So,
do.
you can't where you are. You could move to the front of your ship and then fire. Because because Healith is now in a direct path to that one from the middle of the ship. Healith would be in the way. So you could move to the front of your ship and then make a forced action.
But isn't Brelix also at the front of his ship?
Yes.
It sounds like a horrible idea.
No, you're always welcome to try.
I can't go the opposite direction.
No. Well, I mean, you could, but it would make the shot extremely hard.
Okay. Dang. Would it be any easier if I jumped up?
No, I mean,
I've
well,
asked this
I mean,
question.
I would rephrase. Yes, it would give you a line of sight. It does still mean you're firing through Healiths,
Okay.
roll. So roll badly, and we have fun things happen.
It'd be like tapping
We get to find out if
I was
If,
about to say, please do not repeat, just with different elements. What always
previous campaigns.
Well, you too close. Okay.
Too close, man.
Fuck.
Too close.
Okay. God, I don't. That's why I'm like, I have nowhere but to go to the front. Okay, that's where a comma is too, right?
No, he's on the back.
So
He
what
went.
the fuck?
He went to the highest point of the boat, so where the boat wheel was, and that's in the back of the boat.
Okay.
I hear. Ha, ha, ha.
Okay. Well, I
Point
guess
Legolas,
I
yeah.
have to move towards the front, and I don't like it.
Perfect. Let's see and we're force actioning at the last of the bards, or do you want to
Yeah.
fire at Graves?
I'm over here like I'm trying to figure out what would benefit us more because it's helping everything else. Like, the bard.
Let's see it. And let's see their defensive roll.
Okay.
As it hits and the last bard dies, Brelix looks back and he's like, "No! No! It took so long to..." And he starts like smashing like the front of his vessel, and he screams in a language that none of you are familiar with. Though, Nina, there's a hint of like an Entish quality to it. Like it is not an Entish language, but there's like a magical like aspect to it. It resonates on a primal level. The person steering Brelix's boat like starts spinning the wheel, and his boat just starts submerging back into the blood. Helith, you
Oh,
happen
shit.
to be on the other vessel, so we are going to have you roll an athletics check as you turn, you attack, you realize what's happening, and you just have to try to haul it back to your vessel. Unless you want to stay on Brelix's ship, I guess.
The only thing I could think about is hauling up to the guy at the wheel and killing him before the boat can get away.
I'm willing to let you try that, but I'm not going to let you know the number for these tests until you pick one.
You know what? We're gonna go big or go home. We're gonna try and steal Brelix's ship, which means it has to stay. So I'm gonna go up to the captain's deck and try and kill the man at the wheel.
All right. To get there in time to stop the submerging, we're going to call it a 17 on athletics.
Ooh. What do you have in athletics?
That doesn't cut it.
Damn.
Only a 2, so that makes it 15.
Okay.
As you're running up the top, like you're like getting there, and like you know in a you're almost able to make it. But one of the things that catches your eye is as the boat is like slipping into the blood, you can tell it's not going into the ocean. You hear this horrific screaming murmur echoing from the blood as it like seeps and allows the ship its entry. You're not sure what would happen to you if you were to stay. And so I'm going to give you the option of doubling down onto the person steering the boat, with the knowledge that you might not be able to grab the wheel still, or making the desperate trip back to your own vessel.
I'll take the desperate trick back to my own vessel. I don't know what's going on with that blood, but when they're screaming on the other side of the thing that they just traveled through, it's not a good sign. So I'm a hop off.
All right, we're going to call this an acrobatics 12.
Okay.
Oh, turns out that
Oh
other type
shit.
of shit.
So that's a 9.
That's a
We ain't got
9.
no kind of reroll.
no,
Also, did
this-
anyone else?
No,
This is
10.
what
10. My bad.
Yeah,
But
this is
still not
what
good enough.
you all say. You guys see Helith run to the front of the ship. He stops. He turns at something. You all hear the screaming. Helith turns back to your vessel, and it begins to run, and he is like jumping, but you don't think he's going to make it. But for any of you to be able to help, you're going to have to roll a reflex check. So we're going to call this a reflex 11. A reflex 11 to be able to help.
Did anyone else accept the light of Thespis?
No one else.
You haven't told any. You haven't told any of us about it.
I thought we talked about this at some point. Okay, never mind.
No.
Let's see it.
Wait, what is
That's
it?
me.
Whew.
I'm the
Oh,
only
man.
Okay. Okay.
Bonian.
Okay.
Phew.
All right.
Wolf got hands
Akama,
out.
Tala, and Archangel are all able to make an action to try to help. We'll start with Thala, or actually, sorry, no. Akama, you have first the prior initiative, so let's go with you.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So right now you see Healith is running and he's like attempting to jump off the ship, but between the fire burning on what remains, the singed, this blood, it's sinking, the waves still churning a bit. You're like, he's not going to make it. Whether he's going to fall into the blood, or he's going to fall into like the fire, or he's just going to fall into the ocean while we can't steer our ship and this is all going on. But none of them sound like particularly good options.
They don't. I got
10.
a combo play I want to do.
9.
So, I want to take an arrow, right?
Mhm.
And I want to cut my finger on the arrow, but
Okay.
then I want to put the blood on the shaft of the arrow. I want to
Okay.
shoot it to land near Helid, like on the ground. And then after
Okay.
that, I'm gonna summon something from the blood.
Let's see the accuracy of the shot. We're gonna treat your attack roll as a skill check, and we're gonna call this a 12 to beat.
Over here, like, where is the ground?
The ground.
7, 10,
The water?
11. So
We're in
that
the water,
is
bruh.
that is not going to pass.
Can I guess I'll use my. Wait, do I have a reroll? I swear I do.
Yes, you should have proficiency.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. I'll say I gotta
Proficiency.
read.
So he gets a reroll. If the roll is worse for proficiency, though, the worse roll stays.
Damn.
I got. Well, I'll say I got truly proficient also though.
Oh, what's that? What's that one?
Oh, well, you
That's
get to choose.
when I roll. Yeah, when I roll proficiency, I can pick either the original or the reroll.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So
Yep.
in which case,
I will keep my
the
original
shot
poo-poo
the
shot.
shot is close. So so what was the attempt at the second one? You were gonna summon something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to summon something that can like pick him up and throw him onto the ship, basically.
You can ride it
All
back.
right. We're going to call this. Again, we're going to use your faith as a skill check for this roll. It would have been a 10, but because you missed the target and now you need to expend, it has to be that much better. We're going to call this a 14.
Okay. Ease. I don't have a. Yeah, I was going to say I don't have a reroll on this one, so.
And so, you're in the air, Helith, and you're like, I'm not gonna make it. Your eyes widen as you see, your expected trajectory is that you're gonna hit the firewall and then fall into the blood. And then
Great.
all of a sudden, this little bolt or this arrow hits the back end of Brelix's ship as it's going under, and this summon. Well, how would you theme your summon? What is the aesthetic?
I mean, I was just thinking for some reason I just imagined a gorilla or something like that throwing this fish. I don't know why.
This primal creature of Akama's blood energy jumps out from the arrow and grabs your feet and hoists you higher, and you're able to lift right above the fire and land back on your own vessel. the seas as Brelix's ship goes under and the blood disappears, calms, and the sun comes out, and it's great. It's a beautiful, beautiful day.
That's bullshit.
Let me get a perception check from the party. We're going to call this a perception 7.
Oh, look at us.
Yo,
Wait, let me go ahead.
there are
Can I get
All
my
right.
20s.
Nice.
Oh, look at us.
Hey,
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
actually rolling well.
Only
I got
Akama. Oh, Akama's sitting there going like, "Yeah, look what I did! I saved him."
Oh no.
Did it.
The rest
y'all?
of you,
Oh no.
you're like moment of like, okay, as the crew starts rushing around, they try to get like the mast wrapped up and paired. So some of they're trying, like, they're lowering the sails, making the second one like the second sail set the primary so the ship can steer. The party, with the exception of Akama, stares out into the water because you're being stared at in a head.
Oh, I was gonna say I fucking knew it.
Oh man.
Godzilla looking ass motherfucker.
And it is approaching rapidly. It is very clearly going to ram your vessel.
Oh,
The blood
yeah,
and
no.
storm of Brelix has brought you the very thing that you needed. Now you just need to beat it. So before we start a new initiative for this, does anyone those that passed the check? So, Akama, you're not part of this. You may all make a free turn. You may take a free turn.
Like now.
Yep.
We'll
go in order. We'll start with Thala, then go Mina, then Healith.
just like what would we do? Because in my mind, she's like, she's trying. Like I said, the weapons that we have don't work, but I'm trying to find the things that, like I said, the ammunition, like I said earlier, because I can use these.
Mhm.
They don't have to be in there for me to use them. I'm trying to gather.
Yeah, you're at the front of
What
the
I
ship.
can
There would be
use.
one of the harpoon launchers are there.
Yeah, so I feel like she would try to gather what she could, because she can use these things as weapons, the harpoons and spears and whatnot. Yeah,
Perfect.
so that's what I need to do.
So you're grabbing one of the harpoons and firing it out with your
Not
magic.
one of them. I'm grabbing as many of them as I can. No, I'm gathering as many as I
Oh,
can
okay,
right
okay.
now. So, I'm not
Not a
shooting them yet.
problem.
I'm trying to gather as many as I can.
Perfect. So
Just
you're doing
let
that.
me know how
Mina,
many I
what
get.
would you be doing?
Could I use magic to create like wooden harpoons or like, pointy, sharp sticks?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like wooden spears, harpoons, yeah.
Let's see the roll. Let's see how successful this is. We're going to treat this as a skill check. The closer to 20, the better.
Oh
Nice.
wow.
So like Thala, you're up at the front. You're grabbing all these harpoons. Mina, you're just like going like, there's harpoon, there's harpoon, there's a harpoon. You're just making them like the crew as they're the ones that are like wrapping up their repairs are like grabbing them and getting ready as this creature continues to come closer and closer. Healith, what about you?
He looked thought he
I
was
don't
out of
have
danger.
much that in the realm of reaching, but you said that the mast is in the water. Is it coming off of starboard or port? Left or right?
Right.
And is that the direction that our mast is down at?
No, the other side.
Gotcha.
It's coming at your open
That's
side right now.
nice.
Okay. I'm just trying to make certain. So it's coming in the same direction that Brelix left. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Son of a gun. My skills real quick.
That's why I'm gathering.
I'd
Yeah, I've
like
been looking.
to.
You can also just
Just
ready yourself and take a +1 for your initiative for the ensuing combat.
I honestly think that's my best bet. I'm just gonna ready myself and get ready for the combat that's to come.
All right, and good old Archangel is just gonna fire his crossbow out at the creature. Twink! Let's see it. And let's see its defensive roll.
Oh, don't tell me.
Okay.
You know what though?
Hey, he
That's
hits
not
it.
terrible.
He wins by
You
a degree of 5.
it's like swimming close, and it does notably go.
Or hopefully.
Ha!
It hurt
Never mind.
though. It hurt. It felt that joint.
All right, and let's get another initiative check as we prepare for round 2.
Bullshit.
I would like to use my
Wow.
weapon
You know what though?
skill.
I rolled something decent. Wow, look at that though.
Wow.
I'd like to do my milestone 2 thing, which is once per session after rolling initiative, add your reflex or insight bonus to your total. I'll choose my reflex, so that way I'm at.
So you are. I'll let you save that. You are already first.
Okay. I just didn't know if
Yeah,
I
I was
would be
gonna
first
say.
against the creature itself.
No,
I didn't
and,
want to risk the creature getting.
And Thalamina.
Gotcha.
Thalamina. No, you're good. That's why I'm letting you know. All right.
Thank you.
Are you sure about
And
that?
so Healith, you have I mean you have the first action. The monster hasn't it is closer, but it's not within like melee range.
Crap. So.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You can
Actually,
hold
no.
action.
That will help me heal too. You said I could hold action again.
Yeah, you can
It just
hold action.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just hold
What else-
action again.
what else could you do?
So Archangel will fire his crossbow again.
It sounds like he's just shooting toothpicks at him. Like,
He rolling though. He rolling though.
Right.
And
If he
the
keeps
monster
on
on my boy
defends.
Archangel.
Oh,
Oh, terrible
that was-
over here. He's
The,
a dick.
the
Oh my
monster,
God.
the monster has a more notable. Archangel will force an action to attack again.
Okay. Oh no, friend.
That one was not nearly
It's
as
probably
good.
not, we'll see the defensive roll, but it's probably not ending well.
Please roll a 1.
Damn.
Oh no.
All right, and Akama.
He's
You
like,
know what
it
I'm
didn't
about
do
to do?
shit.
What's that?
Oh.
I'm gonna shoot him
Let's
in
see.
the eyeball, son.
Look, sometimes it's just about range damage, right?
Yes. Damn.
I ain't do
missed-
shit, boy.
I think you missed the eye.
Would you like to force an action?
Yeah, I'm gonna force an action. Let me shoot that man again.
Plunk.
Oh, that joint
Damn.
twisted and turned into that one. That joint did not need to do that.
Roll. We're gonna roll a calamity real quick.
Fuck me. Bitch.
21.
Better
no,
though.
it's-
That's good for
21.
us.
That's on the upper
Yeah.
portion.
Yeah,
That's good
that's
for
on
us.
the-
Yeah,
that's-
it's okay.
Um,
It's all right.
You note, Akama, that if this wayward shot would have been an inch like further off, you would have hit one of the ropes that is tied to like the second mast that they're trying to get going. But it didn't.
No one saw
It
that.
just was close.
Just was
Thala.
close.
All right. Well, I'm over here. How many spears do I have? So I have to
I'm
ask.
gonna say you have
Probably never.
probably 20.
He said javelin.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna pick up one of these friends. I'm like, if I throw them, is
Mhm.
it still? What does that use?
That would use your ranged short.
Okay, because I'm over here like, I don't have that. All I have is the polearm part here. So I'm like, well, all right, well, I feel like I don't know if I want to, since I don't know if I'm good at throwing these. I don't know if I want to risk throwing these. All I can do is try to hit them with water at this point. Although water can be damaging. Doesn't
Let's
necessarily
see.
have to be a ball this time. It can be something relatively pointy.
Perfect.
It's a water javelin. Oh, and it sucks. All right, no.
You can. You could proficiency that.
Yeah, because what the fuck was that?
Let's see it. Nat 1 proficiency. Nat 1 proficiency.
No.
And we'll see its
Absolutely
defense.
not.
Dare manifest that.
Adam Wood. Okay.
He takes
Okay.
another damage. Would you like to force an action?
Sure.
Wah! Let's see it again.
I mean, look.
Ran away.
And we'll
Right
see
now.
its
That could-
defense roll.
That could have been worse. That
And
one was right there.
one.
I was scared.
And one.
All right, over to Mina. Unless you want to double force action, I guess. Thala, sorry.
No.
Okay, so
Second
over to
one hit
Mina.
or no?
Yes, it did damage.
Yeah.
How many wooden harpoons have I made? / do I have?
I'm gonna say you have 15 at your disposal. You made 30, but 15 of those were grabbed by like crew as they were like, "Oh, good."
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, let's throw one at him.
Are you doing this with your magic or by throwing? Actually,
With magic.
perfect. Let's see the attack roll and the
Okay.
defense roll. I've been seeing. Oh, I was just about to say I haven't been seeing a lot of good defense rolls. Would you like to force an action? It plinks off one of the top scales.
Can I propel the harpoons with magic?
You're always welcome to try. That's the best part.
Yeah, let's force an action.
That's a good idea.
I didn't think about that till just now.
That's
Okay.
cool. Let's see that nat 20 from the monster's defense, though.
Nah, we're gonna see a 1.
Stop it.
Oh.
It hits, but it does not do a damage as the -2 for the forced action.
Okay.
All right. The boss, this monster, you see as it sinks its head under the water for a second and then leaps out of the water, basically attempting to belly
Oh my
flop
God.
land itself onto your vessel. You would guess that your vessel is probably about 200, 180-ish feet long, 200 feet long. Like, you're on a big boat. This thing's probably about half the size of your vessel, so it crashing into your vessel won't necessarily sink it in one go, but it's definitely not good for the health of your boat. The person steering the boat is just going to attempt to hard turn as fast as possible to avoid as much as the damage, and so we are going to see a roll for the crew to turn the ship, and then we're going to see a roll from the monster's attack at the ship, and we're going to see if the crew is able to dodge it. Monster attack.
Oh my God.
Can the crew dodge it? Can the party manifest a nat 20? Let's see it.
Fuck.
That in fact is not a 20. The creature, the boat starts to try to turn, but the creature lands hard into the middle of the boat. Its arms immediately just starting to rip onto the deck. Crew again is scattered. I'm gonna let's roll
Now's the
one
time
attack
to-
roll for just the crew that remains as they throw their javelins. So let's get a roll for that. One roll for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
As they see that belly coming at them, they all just throw their javelins to the best of their ability. Let's see the defensive roll for the creature. See if he takes some damage from this.
It's going to be a 1.
Oh my god.
He takes 1 damage. Ow.
Yeah.
And then belly flops onto the majority of the crew that was standing there trying to hold their ground. It starts thrashing onto the ships, its arms pounding in different parts of the hull. You are very aware, the party, that if you are not able to dislodge this creature from your vessel by the end of the next full player's turn set, your ship will likely sink. So no pressure. Healith, you have held your actions to this point, though, so you may make those actions before we hit our next round.
I'm going to attempt to get on top of the creature and start hacking at its neck with my polearm.
Oh,
Perfect. We're going to call that a let's see here, a climb check. We're going to call that a climb 11.
Okay.
Checking my
Healith,
climb.
you're able to
Yes.
grab its scales, get to the top, so you are now like on top of it.
Cool. I will attack its neck. I'm trying to sever or start cutting into the neck muscles to try and like either scare it the hell off of our ship or to decapitate it as much as I can.
Perfect. Let's see it.
Oh,
And we'll see its defensive roll.
It almost got bad. Ooh, that's good.
You're able to find a little like soft spot, and you kind of just like start wiggling your spear like on the fleshy bit, and you see like it's like oily, blubbery blood starts seeping out from the wound as you. Would you like
I
to
am
force
going
it?
to attempt a forced action. I'm definitely going to attempt a forced action.
Let's see it.
Damn.
Can
let's see,
I
it depends.
use my... Can I use
Proficiency?
my... I have level 4, so yes, I would like to use my proficiency to reroll.
Perfect. Let's see it. Nat 1. We haven't seen a Nat 1 yet.
No.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, what do you
Darn.
mean? I rolled not in an attack scenario, but I rolled 3. What do you mean?
I know, but not enough. And let's see its defensive roll.
That's all
It
you
could
get.
still roll a Nat 1. You know, they exist.
I'm hoping.
No,
Or not.
stop saying
You
things
just
like
you
this.
click just onto its shell, and our next turn round begins. Healith, you actually start off our next turn though, so
I'm going for attacks again.
let's see
Said
it. This
fuck
is
them
no longer forced because this is the
So
start.
we
of your turn.
having turtle soup. They left the mud fort, and we had to send them back.
You know what though?
And that is
That's
a
a
crit.
good roll. That's a
Dang.
crit. Yep. Let's see.
Wow.
Let's see the defensive roll.
Whoo!
Oh,
Good shit.
It like the creature notably is like, and like almost an animal, like it's you see it like kind of like defensively trying to understand where it's like received pain from.
I'm doing it
Keelan, Would
again.
you like to? All right, let's see it.
I'm sorry. I wasn't going to wait for the question to pass.
He's like, again.
oh, no!
No!
That Joe tried to dance onto the one.
Would you like to
Yep.
double force an action?
Yeah. We need this thing off this boat
Let's
hardcore.
see it. This one is at a
I'm
minus
willing to go for the double.
Okay.
You know what? That's
So
not a
here's
bad
my
roll, though.
question.
Mhm.
The skill, or sorry, the perk that I beyond bullseye.
Mhm.
Do I add my milestone to the crit range before or after the attack? I should have asked that before I rolled.
You could do it. It's if it doesn't say before, you can do it after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm going to do that, and since I have also +1 because I'm higher in the turn order than it, it's a +5. So that was a
Yes.
16, correct? That gets it within a crit range roll.
Yep. Perfect. Let's see at the defensive roll.
Nice.
All right.
So with that, the creature pushes itself it's actively like retreating off the vessel. It's no longer attacking the vessel. It's pushing itself off and away.
Somebody get it from underneath.
Archangel.
Oh.
Let's Archangel fires in at the monster.
Every time this.
Oh.
Archangel will use their proficiency.
Hey. Hey.
better.
Give me a second. Hold on. Archangel is also going to use Beyond Bullseye to make that a crit.
Ah!
And
Nice.
let's see the defensive roll.
Oh, it tried to roll a 2 again.
Ooh. It tried.
It was so close.
The creature is actively like and like trying to slide off and is clearly like has taken a lot of damage. Comma.
It's my turn. I want to shoot it in its facial eyeball type region if I can. If not, I'm shooting it wherever. It looks
Perfect.
okay,
Let's see it.
I guess.
Oh.
That's not that great.
Hey, look, we could still do a damage. Let's see the defensive roll. It's the best part. You have a +2, so that does end up doing a damage.
Hey, I would like to do
The +2 comes from Light of Thespis. Yeah. And then would you like to force an action?
I want to do my 1 free force action per session.
Perfect.
I didn't already do that.
No,
I don't think I did.
I don't believe so. At least. I don't have it marked, so you're good.
Okay. Better.
And
Better.
defensive roll.
Hopefully worse. Oh.
Damn, boy.
Would you like to double force?
Oh God. I accept your challenge of the double force. I shall shoot again.
Well, I mean, look, the first one was free, so.
All right, and we'll see its defensive roll.
Bad.
Or it to roll mediocre. It again lets out another yelp of pain, and it's clearly like on its last as it's like staggering backwards as we reach Thala's turn.
Finish him!
Yeah, I'm over here like, I feel like since he's right here, I would want to take and try to like get it from under, because he was on top. I feel like I need to get it from the bottom because we need to, he needs to, we don't want him off the ship, but we need something to show for it.
We can't let it get away.
No.
We have to pursue it.
All right, let's see the underside guillotine.
I'm like, gotta do something. Okay.
Not bad.
Not
We'll see its
bad.
defensive roll.
Oh shit. That was too close.
The creature lumps over. However, the head must still be severed, as the creature dead on the ship is too much for the ship to bear in its current state. I'm going to have all of you roll an attack roll. I'm going to have you do your attacks together, try to sever the head. We are looking for above 35
Combined? Yes,
Combined.
of course.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, okay. Wait.
Uh,
Oh,
All right.
We're-
oh, it's- oh. Who got it?
Roll 20. Oh,
Archangel.
20.
I will start with Archangel's flavoring as I'm going to have each one of you go through it. Archangel like readies his crossbow, and he realizes that his crossbow isn't going to help sever too much on its own. So what he does is he like fires them like into like posts onto the neck to like open up like wounds and holes for like Healith and like others to like wedge and like get their weapons into, rather than having to like pierce into it themselves. He surprises himself with like how well he places each of the shots, and it really just opens up a good nice tear into the meat of the kaiju's neck. Thala, how do you theme yours?
I'm over here like, I don't know if a whole water thing would be good there, but I have all of these fucking javelin like spear. I feel like I would use that. And is that bound? I feel like I'm just hacking at it, but I'm just like,
just hacking. I mean,
I feel like I'm hacking at it, but
perfect. Mina, what about you?
it's gonna be the best way to cut.
So I'm gonna create with magic, a very long barbed like root, which I'm gonna use almost like a noose to wrap around its neck and squeeze.
Love it. Perfect.
What's that other thing?
Healith?
What's that thing called?
Healith didn't get that super good of a roll, so what he actually ended up doing is he's worried about getting off, and he's also worried about getting a rope tied around an ankle, because he doesn't want the body to sink to the bottom of the ocean right away. He wants it to stay close for a little while, as then he tries to help out with his bill hook, which is his polearm. I realize I haven't said what weapon he used this entire time, and he uses it to kind of help cut into the meat.
And a comma.
Kama's gonna run up and pull out his daggers and just start like try to help cut to the neck.
You're all able to make more than enough headway that, especially once the crew is able to focus on helping, or what remains of the crew, I should say, hacking and slashing, the head is able to be lopped off, and a deep breath is taken as the party has secured their kaiju kill. And it does mean they will be able to progress on. They just got to get their ship, ship going again. And the crew's been working on it, and they get their windstone going, and you're picking up some speed. One of the things, though, that is, I'm sorry.
Can I give an interjection? And I do apologize for cutting you off as you're giving excellent exposition. I'd like to gather a few hands to try and actually. The kaiju that we fought, was it like the one in the picture that has the huge shell?
Yes.
I would like to try and see if I can get myself and like maybe a few other people to cut the shell away from the body so we could use the shell for repairs on our ship.
Okay.
Interesting. Let's do we're going to do a crafting. You can use crafting as a bonus. And all of you will roll. All of you will roll crafting as a bonus. The closer to above, we're shooting for above 50.
Okay. Collectively, shit. Oh damn! They said no. You can't have that.
We all roll single digits. Holy shit!
No, I rolled double digits.
Except for Healith. Healith was like, guys, I have this great idea,
right?
And
I have a genius. A stroke of genius.
Wait,
I don't see your vision.
They were like,
you're to be 30.
50.
No, the closer to 50.
He said.
You're able to get some of like the hide scraps and whatnot, but like by the time like enough of the crew and like the rest of the party is able to get over there and start like understanding what you're trying to do, the shell has slumped off and sunk as this kaiju is dense. But you personally have like large enough ones that like a shield or perhaps armor could be like crafted with it in the future. What's up, Akam?
I will order as well.
Hmm?
Oh, I can't wait till after he's done though.
I'm sorry.
I was pretty much done. I was just saying that I, take my scraps and kind of keep them close. I stuff them. I don't know. I guess I don't really have a bag to stuff them in at the moment. But oh wait, I do. I have my backpack. I'll just put them in my backpack.
Perfect.
If it fits with the spider.
Yeah.
And a
in my backpack.
Oh. I would like to collect like a small container of the kaiju's blood.
Not a problem.
Like a bottle or something like that.
It's very easy to do. It's all over the deck and still leaking from the head. So, one of the things that catches your attention as the ship is like repaired and you're making your way towards Orvatheas is, while it is not a direct concern to you right now, as you peer off like in the opposite direction, so you are heading away from this, you see like multiple ships running, like fleeing towards you, and behind them something truly monstrous looming far above the waves. Now this is in the distance. As you move away towards Orvatheas, you see a Leviathan that puts the kaiju that you have dealt with to shame.
Oh, nah.
Oh my
It's
god.
like the world serpent just rising from the depths. What the utter...
One of the crewmen steps up next to like the party as you all are staring back like, yeah, let's keep going. And he goes, there's always a bigger fish. And on that note,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
that will do it for our session today. As the crew, or as the party begins to head towards Orvatheas, and you gather, and you head towards Orvatheas, and soon the next chapter of the Golden Tournament will continue. But for now, we get to recuperate. The party's really stingy with their tokens, but they are gonna earn some tokens today.
I really thought about it. I really thought about
We
it.
didn't
I was
use
like,
a single
it was this close. I was look. I was this close. But then I was like, oh, it's going well.
Each of you will earn one medium epic token.
Ooh.
Cinematic or... Sorry,
Epic,
I missed the...
One
epic.
medium epic token. Yep. So one combat token.
Cool. Sorry, I just missed that.
And we will. We're not going to do it in this session, as I'm still polishing up a few things. But one of the things that you will be doing in the next session is you will all be rolling on our new magic items table for the rewards for completing your benefactors mission. So that will be fun. I'm going to have that 100% ready for the next session. So we will be doing that. It's going to be a lot of joy. I can't wait to see how that all plays out. But for now, that does it for this episode of Cinematic Epic. Whether you watched live or you watched after we aired, we thank you so much for being a part of this and seeing the action, the suspense, the joy, and the ones that happen. And until we see you again, you have a good one. Bye-bye.
Still alive. Still alive.
Somehow, we are still alive.
Still alive.
Oh, my Lord. Whoop, whoop.